Hello children, welcome to Early Birds. My name is Gyan. Today we will talk about vectors. So the first question is, what are vectors? In our previous classes we have learned that there are some physical quantities which have magnitude only. On the other hand, there are some physical quantities which have magnitude as well as direction. So the physical quantities which have magnitude only are called scalars. For example, mass, time, temperature, etc. On the other hand, the physical quantities which have magnitude as well as direction are called vectors. For example, force, momentum, velocity, acceleration, etc. A vector is represented by a letter, let's say A, and an arrow over it, like this. Arrow points from left to right. Magnitude of a vector is represented by either mod A or simply A. Magnitude is a positive scalar. It is always positive. Let us talk about geometrical representation of vectors. Suppose an object has started from point A. From point A, it is moving to point B, from B to C, and finally from C to D. So its displacement vector will be represented by AD, where A was the starting point and D was the final point. I have represented vector AD here. Point D is called as head or tip and point A is called as tail or toe of the vector. Let us see unit vector. A unit vector is defined as the ratio of a vector to its magnitude. Suppose A is the vector which is 7 units in magnitude and this is the direction. Then A unit will be 7 divided by 7, that is 1 unit, and the direction will remain the same. So it is represented by this symbol, vector A, and this symbol, that is unit vector symbol. This is read as cap, hat, or caret. So A unit will be vector A divided by mod A. So it will be 1 unit in magnitude and the direction will remain the same as the original vector. Now let us talk about addition of two vectors. Addition of two vectors follows the triangle law of addition. As per triangle law of vector addition, two vectors, vector A and vector B, are to be added in such a fashion that tip of first vector and tail of second vector must coincide, and the resultant of addition of vector A and vector B will be its tail will coincide with the tail of first vector and its head will coincide with the head of second vector. So this will be the resultant of addition of these two vectors. So vector R will be equal to vector A plus vector B. Before moving ahead with the addition of two vectors, let us see angle between two vectors. Two vectors can be connected either tail to tail or head to tail or head to head. In first and third case, when they are connected tail to tail or head to head, the angle is considered theta. However, when the vectors are connected head to tail, angle is not theta between them but 180 minus theta. How to get this angle? You need to produce one of the vectors. So the angle formed between produced vector and another vector will be 180 minus theta, which is 180 minus theta here. So this angle will be 180 minus theta. That will be considered the angle between two vectors when they are connected head to tail. Now let us find out magnitude and direction of resultant vector R when two vectors A and B are added. In this figure, this is vector A, this is vector B, and this is resultant vector R when A and B are added. Alpha is the angle between two vectors A and B, as the case here when they are connected head to tail. So the angle between them will be the angle formed between extended vector and another vector, that is alpha here. We need to find out magnitude of R and the angle theta that it makes with one of the vectors. So let us start. In right angle triangle PMO, we will write in right angle triangle PMO, PO is R sin theta. PO is R sin theta. This is first relation. and MO is R cos theta. This is second relation. Similarly, in right angle triangle P and O, PO is B sin alpha, this is third relation, and NO is B cos alpha. This is fourth relation. From first and third relation, PO is R sin theta and PO is B sin alpha. So we can say R sin theta is equal to B sin alpha. We will write here this is fifth relation. And from 2 and 4, MO is Mn plus NO, means A plus B cos alpha, and that is equal to R cos theta. R cos theta is equal to A plus B cos alpha. This is sixth relation. Now squaring both the sides of 5 and both the sides of 6. So we will get R square sin square theta is equal to B square sin square alpha, and R square cos square theta is equal to A plus B cos alpha whole square. Now adding left hand side as well as right hand side. So left hand side when you add, you will get R square sin square theta plus R square cos square theta. Taking R square as common, sin square theta plus cos square theta will be 1. So on the left hand side, you will be left with R square. And on the right hand side, B square sin square alpha plus A plus B cos alpha whole square. So you will get B square sin square alpha plus A plus B cos alpha whole square. You will get B square sin square alpha plus A plus B whole square will be A square plus B square cos square alpha plus 2AB cos alpha. B square sin square alpha plus B square cos square alpha will be B square. So rearranging the terms, you will get A square plus B square plus 2AB cos alpha, and that is R square. So R will be under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos alpha. Now we will find out the angle theta. Now divide equation 5 by equation 6. So what you will get? R sin theta upon R cos theta is equal to B sin alpha upon A plus B cos alpha. R will get cancelled. So sin theta upon cos theta will be tan theta, that is equal to B sin alpha upon A plus B cos alpha, or theta is equal to tan inverse B sin alpha upon A plus B cos alpha. So we have got the magnitude of vector R as R is equal to under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos alpha, and the theta, the angle it makes with one of the vectors is tan inverse B sin alpha upon A plus B cos alpha. Now we will see three important conclusions from this. First point is vector addition is commutative. What does it mean? Vector A plus vector B will be same as vector B plus vector A. In this figure, vector B is added to vector A, so you will get the resultant as R is equal to A plus B here. In second figure, vector A is added to vector B, so you will get the resultant R is equal to B plus A. And you can see R is the same vector here in this figure as well as in this figure. So vector addition is commutative. Second point is value of R will be maximum when cos alpha is 1 or alpha is equal to 0 degree. Means both the vectors A and B are in the same direction. So value of R in that case will be R maximum will be under root A square plus B square plus 2AB, means under root A plus B whole square or A plus B. So maximum value of the resultant vector will be A plus B. Minimum value of the R will be when cos alpha is minus 1, means both the vectors are in opposite direction. In that case, R minimum will be under root A square plus B square minus 2AB, that is under root A minus B whole square, or R minimum will be A minus B or B minus A, means magnitude of A minus B. Third point is, if vector A and B are coplanar, then R will also be coplanar. What does it mean? Suppose board is my plane. So vector A and vector B are in board plane. So resultant of addition of A and B will also be in the board plane. If they are not in the same plane, then R will also not be in the same plane, means will not be coplanar. Now let us understand the addition of more than two vectors. So addition of more than two vectors follows polygon law of vector addition, which is nothing but the extension of triangle law of vector addition. Let us see. Suppose these are vectors AB, BC, CD and DE, and the resultant is vector AE, which is represented by R. Then the tail of the resultant vector will be the tail of first vector, and head of the resultant vector will be the head of the last vector. So this will be the resultant vector in case of addition of more than two vectors. If these vectors are coplanar, then resultant vector will also be coplanar. If these are not coplanar, then the resultant vector will not be coplanar. Now let us understand subtraction of two vectors. So vector A minus B can be rewritten as vector A plus of in bracket minus B. So what does it mean? It means vector A has to be added with vector B with the direction reversed. So vector, suppose the vector A is here, vector B is this. Then vector A this plus B with the direction reversed will be minus B like this. And it will be added to A plus of minus B, you will get resultant R, and R will be A minus B. Let us continue with the vectors. Multiplying by a number. Suppose I am given a vector A whose magnitude is 8 units and this is the direction. I have to multiply it by a number 2. So magnitude will be multiplied by the number. So it will be 8 into 2 means 16 units, and this vector's direction will be same as original vector's direction. So this is 2a. Suppose n is equal to minus 2. So I have to find out what is minus 2a. Again, the magnitude will be always positive. So 8 will be multiplied by 2 means 8 into 2, 16 units. So minus 2a vector's magnitude will be 16 units, but the direction will be opposite to what was the direction of vector A. So it is minus 2a, which is 16 units in magnitude and direction opposite to what it was in vector A. In general, n into vector A is equal to NA vector A upon A or mod A. So we can write as NA A unit, where A unit is vector A upon A. Now let us see resolving a vector into its components. So what does it mean? Suppose I am given a vector and I have split this vector into many parts. So the process of splitting is called resolving the vector and its parts are called components. Suppose this is the vector R and I have split this vector into three parts, vector A, vector B and vector C. So I can say that I have resolved vector R into its three components, vector A, vector B and vector C. When a vector is resolved into its components along mutually perpendicular directions, its components are called Cartesian or rectangular components. We will see in 2D and 3D Cartesian coordinate systems how a vector is resolved. This is 2D Cartesian coordinate system in which a vector A is given whose magnitude is A and it makes an angle theta with the positive x-axis. Now we have to resolve this vector into two components, one along the x-axis, another along the y-axis. So we can split this vector as axi plus ayj. This is component along the x-axis and this is component along the y-axis. So this is vector axi and this is vector ayj. In this right angle triangle, a square is equal to ax square plus ay square. So a will be under root ax square plus ay square. And tan theta is equal to ay upon ax. So theta is tan inverse ay upon ax. So that is how we resolve a vector in 2D Cartesian coordinate system as axi plus ayj, and magnitude of resultant vector will be under root ax square plus ay square, and it makes an angle theta with the positive x-axis as theta is tan inverse ay upon ax. Similarly, in 3D coordinate system, vector A will be split as axi plus ayj plus azk along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively, and magnitude of vector A will be under root ax square plus ay square plus az square. Suppose this vector A makes an angle alpha with the x-axis, beta with the y-axis and gamma with the z-axis. Then ax will be a cos alpha, ay will be a cos beta and az will be a cos gamma, and a will be under root ax square plus ay square plus az square, and cos alpha will be obviously from here ax upon a, and cos beta will be ay upon a, cos gamma is equal to az upon a. These cosine of angles alpha, beta and gamma are called direction cosines. Now let us see equal vectors. Two vectors, vector A and vector B, are said to be equal vectors when their magnitudes are equal and their directions are same. Suppose I have taken two vectors, vector A and vector B, representing vector A as axi plus ayj plus azk and B as bxi plus byj plus bzk. Then vector A will be equal to vector B when ax equal to bx, ay equal to by and az is equal to bz. Now let us see parallel vectors. Two vectors, vector A and vector B, are said to be parallel when their magnitudes may be equal or unequal, but their directions must be same. Suppose again I have taken two vectors, vector A and vector B, representing vector A as axi plus ayj plus azk and B as bxi plus byj plus bzk. So in case A and B are parallel vectors, in that case ax upon bx will be equal to ay upon by is equal to az upon bz is equal to some constant. Now let us see product of vectors. There are two kinds of vector products defined. One is dot product or scalar product, another is cross product or vector product. Let us see dot product first. Consider there are two vectors, vector A and B. Their magnitudes are A and B respectively, and angle between them is theta. Then the dot product of two vectors is defined as vector A dot vector B is equal to AB cos theta, where A and B are their magnitudes and theta is angle between them. Now let us figure out dot product of unit vectors along x, y and z axes respectively, which are I, j and k. First we will consider I dot I. So I dot I as per definition will be magnitude of I into magnitude of I into cos of angle between them, and the angle between two same vectors will be 0 degrees and cos of 0 is equal to 1. So I dot I will be equal to 1. Similarly, j dot j will be equal to 1, k dot k will be equal to 1. Now let us consider I dot j. So I dot j will be equal to magnitude of I into magnitude of j into cos of angle between I and j. You can see angle between I and j is 90 degrees. So cos of 90 will be equal to 0. So I dot j is equal to 0. Similarly, j dot I dot k dot I, j dot k and k dot j will be equal to 0 as angle between I and j and k and I will be equal to 90 degrees. Consider two vectors A and B. A is written as axi plus ayj plus azk. B is written as bxi plus byj plus bzk. We have to figure out what is A dot B. So A dot B will be AXI plus AYJ plus AZK dot BXI plus BYJ plus BZK. Now we have to expand this. So first we will multiply this term with all three, then we will multiply this term with all three, then this term with all three. Let us start. So first, when this term is multiplied by this, what we will get? Ax into bx I dot I, and we know I dot I is 1. So we will get Ax into bx. When this is multiplied with this, what we will get? Ax into by I dot j, and we know I dot j is 0. So we will get 0. Now when this is multiplied with this, what we will get? Ax into bz I dot k, and we know I dot k is 0. So we will get 0. Now this is multiplied with these three. So first this is multiplied with this. So what we will get? Ay into bx j dot I, and we know that j dot I is 0. So we will get 0. Now this is multiplied with this. What we will get? Ay into by j dot j, and we have seen that j dot j is 1. So we will get ay into by. When this is multiplied with this, we will get ay into bz j dot k, and we know that j dot k is 0. So we will get 0 again. Plus this is multiplied with this, so we will get az into bx k dot I, and we know that k dot I is 0. So we will get 0. Then this is multiplied with this, so we will get az into by k dot j, means 0. When this is multiplied with this, we will get az into bz k dot k. K dot k we know is 1. So we will get az dot bz, az into bz. So finally we will get ax dx plus ay by plus az bz. Now let us see three important points. Point number 1, dot product of two mutually perpendicular vectors is 0. If the vectors are mutually perpendicular, angle between them will be 90 degrees. So A dot B is equal to AB cos 90 degree, and we know that cos 90 is 0. So A dot B will be 0. Point number 2, dot product is commutative, means A dot B is equal to B dot A. Let us see, A dot B is AB cos theta. We can write it as BA cos theta as well, means B dot A. So A dot B is equal to B dot A. Point number 3, dot product follows distributive law, means A dot in bracket B plus C is equal to A dot B plus A dot C. Now we will see cross product of two vectors. Consider vector A and vector B having magnitude A and B respectively, and angle between them is theta. So cross product of these two vectors will be shown as A cross B. Its magnitude will be AB sin theta, and result will also be a vector. We will see how to determine its direction. So when you are doing A cross B, means you are moving from A to B. So movement is anti-clockwise. In this case, movement is anti-clockwise. Consider you are putting a screw in the wall. When you are moving, when you are rotating the screw anti-clockwise, it will come out of the wall. So resultant vector of A cross B will be outwards of the wall. Means if these vectors A and B are in both plane, it will be perpendicular to both the vectors A and B. Suppose you are doing B cross A operation. So you are moving from B to A, means movement will be clockwise. Again, consider the screw you are putting in the wall. When you rotate the screw clockwise, it will go inside the wall. So result of B cross A will be a vector whose direction will be inside the wall, which will be perpendicular to both A and B. Now let us see the result of cross product of unit vectors along x, y and z directions, that are I, j and k respectively. First we will consider I cross I. So magnitude of I cross I will be magnitude of I into sine of angle between I and I, that will be 0 degrees. So you know that sine 0 is 0. So result of I cross I will be 0. Similarly, j cross j will be 0, k cross k will be 0. Now let us consider I cross j. So magnitude of I cross j will be magnitude of I into magnitude of j into sine of angle between I and j. So angle between I and j is 90 degrees, means sine 90. And you know sine 90 is 1. So magnitude will be 1. What will be the direction of I cross j? Since you are moving anti-clockwise is supposed to be positive direction. Means I cross j's resultant will be outward of the wall. Means along the z-axis, that will be k unit. Means I cross j will be equal to k. Similarly, j cross k will be equal to I and k cross I will be j. Now you can memorize these results by a small trick. Make a circle and make 3 arrows pointing anti-clockwise direction. Write I, j and k here. Now I cross I will be 0, j cross j will be 0, k cross k will be 0. I cross j will be equal to k, j cross k will be equal to I and k cross I will be equal to j. If you have to move in opposite direction, means j cross I is equal to minus k. Similarly, I cross k is minus j. So you can write all these results quickly. So let us start. I cross I is 0. I cross j is equal to k. I cross k, you are moving in opposite direction. So minus j. J cross j 0. J cross j 0. J cross k is equal to I. J cross I, j cross I moving in opposite direction, so is minus k. K cross k 0. K cross I is equal to j. K cross j moving in opposite direction, so minus I. Consider two vectors A and B. A is written as AXI plus AYJ plus AZK and B is written as BXI plus BYJ plus BZK. We will figure out A cross B by two methods. This is first method. So A cross B will be AXI plus AYJ plus AZK cross BXI plus BYJ plus BZK. Let us expand it. When this is multiplied with this, we will get AX BX I cross I is 0 plus when this is multiplied with this, we will get AX BY I cross J is K plus When this is multiplied with this, we will get ax bz I cross k. I cross k is minus j plus. When this is multiplied with this, we will get ay bx j cross I. J cross I is minus k plus. When this is multiplied with this, we will get ay by j cross j is 0 plus. When this is multiplied with this, we will get ay bz j cross k is I plus. When this is multiplied with this, we will get az bx k cross I is j plus. When this is multiplied with this, we will get az by k cross j is minus I plus. When this is multiplied with this, we will get az bz k cross k is 0. Rearranging the terms, what we will get? Coefficient of I. We will collect coefficient of I. So coefficient of I is here and here. So we will get ay bz minus az by. Plus coefficient of j. So coefficient of j will be here and here. So it will be az bx minus ax bz j plus coefficient of k. Coefficient of k is here and here. So it will be ax by minus ay bx. So this will be resultant vector of A cross B. Now we will move to method number 2. Second method is solving A cross B by the method of determinants. Determinants you will study next year in mathematics. So first we will make two parallel lines. They are the sign of determinants. Then we will write I, J and K at some distance. Then the coefficient of I in vectors A and B respectively, means order is important here. First you will write AX then BX under I. So we will write AX BX. Under J we will write coefficient of A and B. So AY BY. First we will write AY and then BY. And then below K we will write AZ and BZ. AZ and BZ. Now we will expand it. So we will write coefficient of I. So I, now coefficient of I. When you collect the coefficient of I, what you need to do? Hide the row and column involving I. So you are left with these coefficients. So you will multiply AY into BZ, AY into BZ minus by into az, by into az minus j. You will write minus j. Now you will hide row and column involving j. So you are left with this and this. So now cross multiply ax into bz, minus bx into az plus coefficient of k. Now hide row and column involving k. So you are left with these coefficients. So cross multiply now. Ax into by minus ax into by minus bx into ay. So this is the resultant vector of A cross B. This method is quicker than the previous method. Now let us see some important points. First point is cross product of two parallel vectors is 0. So A cross B is equal to AB sine theta. If they are parallel means angle between them is 0 degrees. So sine 0 is 0. So A cross B is 0. Second point is cross product of two vectors is not commutative. Means A cross B is not equal to B cross A. In fact, A cross B is equal to minus B cross A. Only the direction will be reversed. Cross product follows the distributive law. Means A cross B plus C in bracket is equal to A cross B plus A cross C. Fourth point is cross product does not follow associative law. Means A cross in bracket B cross C is not equal to in bracket A cross B cross C. First we will see some exercise questions, then we will solve JEE questions. True or false? First question is if vector R is equal to vector A plus vector B, then R is equal to A plus B. Means magnitude of vector R is equal to magnitude of vector A plus magnitude of vector B. This may be true in a specific case but not in all the cases. Magnitude of the resultant vector is given by the formula under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, where A and B are magnitudes of vector A and B respectively, and theta is the angle between them. So in general, if you say R is equal to A plus B, that is false. Second question, given that magnitude of vector A plus vector B is equal to magnitude of vector A plus magnitude of vector B, then vector A is parallel to vector B. We have to verify whether this is true or not given this condition. You know that when two vectors A and B are parallel, let's say this is vector A and this is vector B, they can be added like this to get the resultant vector. So magnitude of A plus B, magnitude of A plus B will be equal to magnitude of A plus magnitude of B. So this statement holds true when two vectors A and B are parallel. So this statement is true. Alternatively, you can solve this by formula. So magnitude of A plus B is given as under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and this is given as magnitude of A plus magnitude of B, means A plus B. Squaring both the sides, you will get A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta is equal to A plus B whole square, and that is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB. You can cancel A square, B square on both the sides. So what you are left with? 2AB cos theta is equal to 2AB, means cos theta is equal to 1. This is possible when theta is equal to 0 degree, means both the vectors A and B are parallel. So this statement is true. Third question, if three vectors, vector A, vector B and vector C are coplanar, prove that A dot B cross C is equal to 0. I have taken three vectors, vector A, vector B and vector C in board plane. First we will solve B cross C as per BODMAS. This is vector B, this is vector C. When you do B cross C, the resultant will be a vector whose direction will be decided by the screw wall example. Suppose you are putting a screw in the wall. When you are rotating the screw clockwise, it will go inside the wall. Means resultant of B cross C will be a vector whose direction will be inside the wall. Means perpendicular to the board plane. If the resultant is perpendicular to the board plane, it will be perpendicular to A as well, because A is coplanar with B and C. So vector A and vector R means resultant of B cross C will be perpendicular to each other. So vector A and vector R are perpendicular to each other. When you do their dot product, means A dot R, let's see, A dot R will be equal to mod of A into mod of R cos theta. When theta is 90 degrees between A and R, so A dot R will be equal to 0. Means A dot B cross C will be equal to 0. Hence proved. Now let us solve JE questions. First question, two vectors, vector A and vector B, have equal magnitudes. The magnitude of A plus B is n times the magnitude of A minus B. The angle between A and B is. These are the options given. This appeared in JEE Mains 2019. So let us solve. Two vectors A and B have equal magnitudes. Means mod of A is equal to mod of B, or simply A is equal to B. This is first relationship. Second one we can form from here. The magnitude of A plus B is n times the magnitude of A minus B. So magnitude of A plus B will be equal to under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. This is given as n times of magnitude of A minus B will be under root A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. This is second relation. Now squaring both sides of it, we will get A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta is equal to n square times A square plus B square minus 2AB cos theta. Now put B is equal to A from here. So we will get A square plus A square plus 2A into A cos theta is equal to n square A square plus A square minus 2A into A cos theta. So A square plus A square, 2A square plus 2A square cos theta means 2A square take as common. So it will be 1 plus cos theta is equal to n square times on the right hand side A square plus A square, 2A square minus 2A square cos theta. So take 2A square common here, 1 minus cos theta. So on the both hand sides, 2 gets cancelled, A square gets cancelled. So you will get 1 plus cos theta is equal to n square times 1 minus cos theta. Or you can say that 1 plus cos theta upon 1 minus cos theta is equal to n square. Or you can write n square by 1. Now apply componendo and dividendo. So this plus this upon this minus this will be equal to this plus this upon this minus this. So this plus this means 1 plus cos theta plus 1 minus cos theta, that will be 2 upon this minus this will be 1 plus cos theta minus 1 plus cos theta. It will be equal to 2 cos theta, and that will be equal to n square plus 1 upon n square minus 1. So it will be 1 upon cos theta is equal to this. So cos theta will be equal to n square minus 1 n square minus 1 upon n square plus 1 means theta is cos inverse n square minus 1 upon n square plus 1. So let us see which option is correct. Theta is cos inverse n square minus 1 upon n square plus 1. So option C is correct. Second question, a vector A is rotated by a small angle delta theta radians to get a new vector B. In that case, mod of B minus A is, these are the options given. This appeared in JEE Mains 2015. So suppose this is vector A. It is rotated by a small angle delta theta to make vector B. Since this vector is rotated to make vector B, means magnitude of A is equal to magnitude of B. So we will note down magnitude of A is equal to magnitude of B. Now mod of B minus A will be given by under root B square plus A square minus 2BA cos of delta theta. Now we will put A in place of B as their magnitudes are equal. So it will be under root A square plus A square minus 2A into A cos of delta theta. So it will be under root 2A square minus 2A square cos of delta theta. That will be equal to, we will take 2A square common, so 1 minus cos of delta theta. It can be further expanded as 2A square 1 minus cos of delta theta can be written as 1 minus 2 sine square delta theta upon 2 in bracket. So it will be 2A square into, and in bracket 1 minus 1 will be 0, minus into minus plus. So it will be 2 sine square delta theta upon 2. So 2 into 2, 4A square sine square delta theta by 2. So it will be equal to 2A sine delta theta upon 2. Now for a small angle, we know that sine theta is approximately equal to theta. So we can write for small angles approximately equal to 2A delta theta upon 2. So 2 gets cancelled off. This will be approximately equal to A delta theta, or we can write it as mod of A delta theta. So the correct option is option C. Third question, what will be the projection of vector A is equal to I plus j plus k on vector B is equal to I plus j? These are the options given. This appeared in JEE Mains 2021. So suppose this is vector B and this is vector A. We need to find out what is the projection of vector A on vector B, means this vector. Imagine you put a torch like this and project light on vector A. So this portion will be shadowed portion. So this is the desired vector we need to calculate. Magnitude of this vector will be A cos theta. You need to multiply with B unit. So desired vector, let's say vector R is equal to A cos theta into B unit. So let us calculate the values. First, mod A will be under root 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. That will be equal to under root 3. Mod B from here will be under root 1 square plus 1 square. That will be under root 2. Now let us do A dot B. So A dot B will be equal to mod A mod B cos theta. So we are interested in A cos theta. So we will write A cos theta into mod of B. A dot B. Let us do A dot B. So what will be A dot B here? That will be 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 1 into 0. So it will be 1 into 1 plus 1 into 1 on the left hand side. On the right hand side, it will be A cos theta into magnitude of B is under root 2. On the left hand side, 1 plus 1, 2. So we will get A cos theta from here. A cos theta will be 2 upon under root 2. We can write 2 as under root 2 into under root 2 upon under root 2. So 1 under root 2 will get cancelled. So A cos theta will be under root 2. Now we will calculate what is B unit. So B unit will be vector B upon mod B, and that will be vector B is I plus j. So I plus j divided by mod B is under root 2. So we will get our desired vector R as R is equal to A cos theta means under root 2 multiplied by B unit means I plus j divided by under root 2. So under root 2 gets cancelled. So R will be, I'll write here, R will be I plus j. I plus j. So let us see which option is correct. Last one is correct option. So option D is correct. Fourth question, the sum of two forces P and Q is R such that mod of R is equal to mod of P. The angle theta in degrees that the resultant of 2P and Q will make with Q is. This appeared in J Mains 2020. In first figure, vector P and vector Q are shown. They make an angle alpha. Their resultant is R. In second figure, vector Q and 2P are shown. Remember, when you multiply a vector by a scalar, its only magnitude changes, not the direction. So still the angle alpha will be made between Q and 2P. Now resultant of vector 2P and Q is R dash. You need to calculate what is theta that resultant R dash makes with Q. Now let us start. So first clue is given as mod of R is equal to mod of P, and mod of R is equal to under root P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha, and this is same as mod R is mod P, means P. So squaring both the sides, what we will get? P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha is equal to P square. Now cancelling P square on both the sides, what we will get? Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha is equal to 0. Take Q common. So Q into Q plus 2P cos alpha is equal to 0. So either Q is 0 or this whole stuff in bracket is 0. Since Q is non-zero, so inside the bracket part will be 0. So it will be Q plus 2P cos alpha is equal to 0. Note down this relationship. Now angle theta which resultant makes with one of the vectors is given by tan theta is equal to 2P sin alpha, 2P sin alpha divided by Q plus 2P cos alpha. If you have forgotten the formula, just to refresh your memory, suppose there are two vectors, vector A and vector B, and this is their resultant vector R. They make an angle, suppose alpha, with each other, and this is theta with the which the resultant R makes with A. So tan theta is given by B sine alpha upon A plus B cos alpha. So this formula I have used here. So tan theta will be 2p sine alpha upon q plus 2p cos alpha. Now q plus 2p cos alpha is equal to 0 from this equation. So I will write 2p sine alpha upon 0, and that will be equal to infinity. This implies that theta is 90 degrees because we know tan 90 is infinity. So theta is 90 degrees. So we will write 90 degrees here and fill in the blanks. Fifth question, let mod A1 is equal to 3, mod A2 is equal to 5 and mod of A1 plus A2 is 5. The value of 2A1 plus 3A2 dot 3A1 minus 2A2 is. Options are given here. This appeared in JEE Mains 2019. Let us start. So mod of A1 plus A2, mod of A1 plus A2 is given by under root A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos theta, where theta is the angle between A1 and A2, given that mod A1 plus A2 is 5. So 5 is equal to mod of A1 is given as 3. So 3 square plus mod of A2 is given as 5. So 5 square plus 2 into 3 into 5 cos theta. Squaring both the sides, what you will get? 25 is equal to 3 square is 9, 5 square is 25. So 9 plus 25 is 34 plus 2 3s are 6, 5s are 30. 30 cos theta. So 30 cos theta, you can write 30 cos theta is equal to 25 minus 34, that is minus 9. So cos theta is equal to minus 9 upon 30. Note it down. Now we will do dot product. So 2 into 3, 6, A1 dot A1. Let us figure out what is A1 dot A1. A1 dot A1 is equal to mod of A1 into mod of A1 into cos of theta. Theta is the angle between same vectors, that will be 0 degrees. So cos 0 is 1. So we can write A1 square. So A1 dot A1 is A1 square. So let us start the dot product of these two vectors. So 2 into 3, 6. A1 dot A1 is A1 square. 2 into minus 2, that is minus 4. A1 dot A2, that will be A1 A2 cos theta. A1 A2 cos theta. Similar to what we did here. Now plus 3 into 3, 9. A2 dot A1 will be same as A1 dot A2. So A1 dot A2 will be A1 A2 cos theta. A1 A2 cos theta. Now 3 into minus 2 means minus 6. A2 dot A2 is A2 square. So dot product will come out to be 6A1 square minus 6A2 square. 6A1 square minus 6A2 square plus 9 minus 4 means plus 5 A1 A2 cos theta. Cos theta we can put from here, and mod A1 mod A2 we can put from here. So value will be 6 into A1 square. A1 square will be 3 square minus 6. A2 square is 5 square plus 5 into 3 into 5 cos theta is minus 9 by 30. So it will be 3 3s are 9, 6 are 54 minus 5 square is 25 into 6 is minus 150 plus 5 3s are 15, 5s are 75 into minus 9 by 30. So it will be minus 96 plus 75 into minus 9 upon 30. Now we will cancel numerator and denominator by 15. So 15 2s are 30, 15 5s are 75. So it will come out to be minus 96 minus 9 5s are 45 upon 2. So it will be, take 2 as LCM, so it will be minus 192 minus 45. So it will be minus 5 plus 2, 7, 9 plus 4, 13, 1 carry over, 1, 1, 2, divide by 2. So it will be minus 1, 2 1s are 2, 2 8s are 16.5. So answer will be minus 118.5. C is the correct answer. Sixth question, in the cube of side A shown in the figure, so this is cube of side A, the vector from the central point of the face ABOD, this is face ABOD and this is central point, let's say G, to the central point of the face BEFO, this is face BEFO, let's say H is the central point. So this vector GH will be, these are the options. This question appeared in JEE Mains 2019. First step is to connect H to O and G to O. Now vector OH, you can figure out vector OH will be addition of two vectors, this vector and this vector will be OH. So this vector you can write as, magnitude of this will be 1 by 2 of A. So 1 by 2 of A along Y will be 1 by 2 AJ. And then you need to move 1 by 2 A units along the Z axis. So it will be 1 by 2 AK. So vector OH is figured out. Similarly, vector OG can be figured out. So vector OG will be formed by addition of two vectors, this vector and this vector. So this vector is 1 by 2 A units along X will be 1 by 2 AI and then 1 by 2 A units along Z axis. So it will be 1 by 2 AK. Now vector GH will be vector OH minus vector OG. Vector GH will be vector OH minus vector OG. That will be, vector OH is 1 by 2 AJ plus 1 by 2 AK. And vector OG is 1 by 2 AI plus 1 by 2 AK. That is equal to minus 1 by 2 AI plus 1 by 2 AJ plus 1 by 2 AK minus 1 by 2 AK will get cancelled. So take 1 by 2 common, 1 by 2 A common rather. So it can be written as J minus I. Let us see which option is correct. 1 by 2A J minus I. Option B is correct. So option B is correct. Seventh question. Three vectors P, Q and R are shown in the figure. So this is vector P, this is vector Q and this is vector R. Let S be any point on the vector R. So this is point S on this vector. The distance between the points P and S be B mod R. Means this magnitude is given as B mod R. The general relation among vectors P, Q and S is These are the options. This question appeared in JEE Advanced 2017. So let us see. Now, in this triangle, vector P plus vector R is equal to vector Q as per triangle law of vector addition. So, vector Q is equal to vector P plus vector R. This is first relation. Second relation, in this triangle, vector P plus this vector PS, vector P plus, let us say, vector PS. Vector P plus vector PS is equal to vector S. This is our second relation. We have to figure out what is vector PS. Magnitude of PS is given as B mod R. So we can figure out the vector PS is equal to its magnitude B mod R if we multiply it by unit vector R. Means multiply it by unit vector R, you will get this vector PS. So it will be B mod R multiplied by unit vector of R will be vector R by mod R. So mod R will get cancelled. So vector PS will be BR. Put this value in this equation. So S will be equal to P plus PS is BR. Now with the help of these two equations, you have to eliminate R. So we will write S is equal to P plus B. In place of R, we will write Q minus P. Q minus P. That will be equal to P plus BQ minus BP. Now take P common, so it will be 1 minus B plus BQ. So answer will be vector S is equal to 1 minus B times vector P plus BQ vector. So let us see which option is correct. Option C, in which S is equal to 1 minus B P plus BQ is given. So option C is correct. Eighth question, the angle between vector A and A minus B is. This is the figure given. This is vector A and this is vector B and this is vector minus B. So A plus of minus B, this will be A minus B. So we have to figure out angle between A and A minus B, means this angle beta. Vector A and vector B are connected head to tail. So in order to get angle between A and B, we need to extend one vector. So let us extend vector A. So the angle between A and B will be this angle, and this will be 180 minus 120, that is 60 degrees. Similarly, angle between vector A and minus B will be this angle. This is 120 degrees. Now here onwards, I will denote vector minus B as vector P. P is minus B. So there is no confusion of sign. Now we have the scenario where two vectors, vector A and vector P, they are at 120 degrees. Now their resultant, which is this vector, let's say R, makes an angle beta with A. Makes an angle beta with A. So we have to figure out what is beta. So as for formula, we have read tan beta is given as, tan beta is P sin theta upon A plus P cos theta. A plus P cos theta. Now theta we can substitute as 120 degrees. So it will be P sine 120 divided by A plus P cos 120 degree. So it will be P sine 90 plus 30 degrees divided by A plus P cos 90 plus 30 degrees. Now P sine 90 plus theta is cos theta. So it will be cos 30 degrees divided by A plus P cos 90 plus theta is minus sine theta. So it will be minus P sine 30 degrees. So we can solve it as P into cos 30 is root 3 by 2. A minus P sine 30 is 1 by 2. So tan beta is P root 3 by 2 divided by A minus P by 2. So it will be 2A minus P by 2. 2A minus P by 2. So it will be P under root 3 divided by 2A minus P. So beta will come out to be tan inverse root 3P divided by 2A minus P. So let us see which option is correct. C. Tan inverse root 3B upon 2A minus B. So option C is correct. Ninth question. Three particles P, Q and R are moving along the vectors A, B and C respectively. They strike on a point and start to move in different directions. Now particle P is moving normal to the plane which contains vector A and B. Similarly, particle Q is moving normal to the plane which contains vector A and C. The angle between the direction of motion of P and Q is cos inverse 1 upon root x. Then the value of x is. This question appeared in JEE Mains 2021. As per the question, particles P, Q and R are moving from different directions towards a point where they collide and start moving in different directions. So after collision, direction of P will be defined by the normal plane which contains vector A and B. You know that when you do cross product of two vectors, the resultant vector will be perpendicular to both the vectors. Means if you do cross product of A and B, vector A and B, you will get the direction of P, where it is moving now. Similarly, when you do cross product of A and C, you will get where the Q is moving. So let us start doing that. So let's say resultant vector of cross product of A and B is P. So P is equal to A cross B. A is given as I plus J. Cross B is given as J plus K. So we will make a circle, write I, J and K. So I cross J is K. I cross K is minus J. Plus J cross J 0 plus J cross K is I. Rearranging, we will get I minus J plus K. So we have got the direction in which particle P is moving after collision. Let us find out the direction where Q is moving. Let's say this is vector Q and we have to do cross product of A and C. A cross C. So A is given as I plus J cross C is given as minus I plus J. So I cross I will be 0 plus I cross J will be K plus J cross I. J cross I is minus K and this minus. So it will become plus k. J cross j, 0. So it will be k plus k means 2k. Now we have got the direction where particle P and particle Q, they are moving after collision. So if we do dot product of P and Q, we can find out the angle between their directions. So let us do dot product of P and Q. So P dot Q is equal to mod P into mod Q into cos theta. Let's assume theta is the angle between P and Q. So let us do P dot Q. So when you do P dot Q, so what you will get? P is I minus j plus k dot 2k is equal to mod of P. Mod of P will be under root 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. So it will be under root 3. Mod of Q is 2 cos theta. So dot product of this will be, there is no component of I and j in here. So it will be k dot k is 1. So it will be 2. So dot product of these two vectors will be 2. So 2 is equal to root 3 into 2 cos theta. So cos theta will be equal to 1 upon root 3. Means theta will be cos inverse 1 upon root 3. So if you compare this theta with this theta, x will be 3. X is 3. So you can put 3 here as answer. 10th question. In an octagon ABCDEFGH of equal sides, what is the sum of AB plus AC plus AD plus AE plus AF plus AG plus AH if AO is given as this? Options are these. This question appeared in JEE Mains 2021. We have to add these all the vectors and we have to use AO which is given. So let us start writing the vectors which are given. So this is vector AB, join A to O and O to B. So vector AB can be written as vector AO plus vector OB, vector AO plus vector OB. Similarly, vector AC can be written as vector AC. This is vector AC. In terms of AO, join this. So vector AC can be written as vector AO plus OC. Vector AO plus OC. Now follow this pattern. AD can be written as AO plus OD. Similarly, AE can be written as AO plus OE. AF can be written as AO plus OF. AG can be written as AO plus OG. AH can be written as AO plus OH. If you add all these, that is what is required. What you will get? You will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times AO plus these vectors. Now notice vector OB and vector OB and vector OF. These are equal magnitudes and opposite in directions. So when you add them, they will get cancelled. So vector OB and OF, when you add them, they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So after adding, they will get cancelled. Similarly, vector OC and OG, they will get cancelled. Vector OC and vector OG, they will get cancelled. What about vector OD? Vector OD and vector OH. vector OH. Again, they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So after addition, they will get cancelled. Only vector OE will be remaining here. Now add AO and OA to this so that they get cancelled out mutually, because vector AO and OA, they will be equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So you can add and subtract. So I am writing 7AO plus AO plus OA plus OE. So they will get cancelled out. Now form the pair of this 7AO plus AO, that is 8AO, plus now OA and OE, OA and OE, they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So they will get cancelled together. So you will get 0. So result will be 8AO, means 8 times of vector AO is given as 2i plus 3j minus 4k. 2i plus 3j minus 4k. So it will be 16i plus 24j minus 32k. So let us see which option is correct. Option B is correct. In next video, I will start kinematics, motion in a straight line. If you have a question, you can ask me on my Discord server. If you have not subscribed my channel yet, please do so.